Hi, welcome to Chapter 4 review from Course 1A Singapore Math. I'm sure you are ready to do the review with me because you have watched all the content and independent practice videos for this chapter. So let's begin. Express each ratio in simplest form. So let's write the ratio first. 8 over 24. How do we reach from 8 to 24? It's basically times 3. So this is 1 over 3. Next, 36 over 9. And how do we reach this here? By multiplying with 4. So that's basically 4 over 1. 14 over 49. Now this we can say that this is 7 times 2 and that's 7 times 7. 7 7 out, common factor, and that leaves us with 2 over 7. So that's the simplest form. Simplest form is when you cannot further divide it, right? There are no more common factors left. Next, 45 over 30. The highest common factor is 15, right? So that's 15 times 3 and that's 15 times 2. So 15, 15 out and that leaves us with 3 over 2. Next, 27 over 72. So this is basically 9 times 3 and that's 9 times 8. So again, 9, 9 out, and that means this is 3 over 8. 64 over 56. It's always good to write in terms of factors. That helps us to reduce it to its simplest form easily. So this we can say 8 times 8, and that's 8 times 7. So the common term here is 8. That means the answer is 8 over 7. And 6 questions done. Wow. Ready for the next? Express each ratio in simplest form. So again, it's the simplest form, but here we're not given just numbers. We have some units with them. And when you have units, you have to have one unit. You cannot have different units, as in like inches and foot. So you'll have to convert one of them to the other one. Okay. Here we are going to convert foot to inches. We know 1 foot is 12 inches, right? And we are given 4 feet. That means we have 48 inches, right? We multiply with 4. So we have 15 over 48. And this can be written as 5 times 3, and that's 16 times 3. So the common factor here is 3. So the answer is 5 over 16. Next, 2 liters is how much? 1 liter is 1000 milliliter, right? So 2 liter is 2000 milliliters. So we have 2000 over 250. Now in this case, we can take this 0 and 0 out, right? Which means we have 200 over 25. 200 can be written as 25 times 8, and 25 is of course 25 times 1. So 25 is out, leaving us with 8 over 1. Next, 550 meters and 3 kilometers. 3 kilometers is, yes, 3000 meters, because 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. So this is 550 over 3000. We take the 0 and 0 out, which means we have 55 over 300, and that can be written as 5 times 11 is 55 and 5 times 6 is 30, right? But this is 300, not 30. There's additional 0 there. So instead of 6, we will say it is 60, and we take this 5 out, the common factor, and that means the answer is 11 over 60. Here we have to find the missing term in the equivalent ratios. So we say 1 over 3 equals to 6 over something. Now, how do we do this? What it takes to reach from 1 to 6? It's times 6. So the same thing here. We have to do times 6, and the answer will be 18. 3 times 6 is 18. 4 over 7 equals to something over 21. So we do this here. 7 to 21 is times 3. Same thing here, times 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. 25 over 15 equals to something over 3. Here, 15 to 3, it is divided by 5. Same thing here, we divide by 5. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. So that's 5 over 3. So that's 54 over 36 equals to 18 over something. Now 54 to 18 is divided by 3. So the same thing here, divide by 3. 36 divided by 3 is 12. 4 over something equals to 20 over 25. 20 to 4 is divide by 5. So we do the same thing here. Divide by 5. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. Something over 9 equals to 48 over 72. So 72 to 9 is divide by 8. Same thing here. Divide by 8. So 48 divided by 8 is 6. 28 over something equals to 4 over 6. Now, 4 to 28 is times 7. Same thing, times 7. So, 6 times 7 is 42. Something over 36 equals to 21 over 12. 12 to 36 is times 3. So we do times 3. 21 times 3 is 63. 12 over something equals to 132 over 77. From 132 to 12 is divide by 11. So 77 will be also divided by 11, and that gives us 7 as an answer. Here comes a word problem. There are 157 students in a dance club. 78 of them are in the 6th grade. So 6th grade has 78 students. And the rest are in the 7th grade. And the rest, okay? Which means 157 minus 78, right? Because the remaining are from 7th grade. Now 7 minus 8, not doable. So we make this 4 and give 1 over there. So 17 minus 8 is 9, and this is 14 now, right? So 14 minus 7 is 7. So that means 7th grade has 79 students. So it's just one extra student. What does the question say further? What is the ratio of the number of students in the 6th grade to the number of the students in the 7th grade? You have to be careful. It is 6th to 7th and not 7th to 6th. So that is 78 over 79. Next part. What is the ratio of the number of students in the 7th grade? So 7th to the total number. So we have total here of students in the dance club. So this is basically 7th is 79 and total is here, right? So that is 157. And it's done. Wow. Here comes question 20. A vase holds some roses and tulips. The number of roses is 7/8 of the number of tulips. So the number of roses is given in terms of number of tulips. So let's say tulips is X. So in that case, roses will be how much? The roses will be 7/8 of X, right? 7/8 of the number of tulips. So the question is, find the ratio of the number of roses. So we have roses to the number of tulips. So the number of roses is here, right? So we say that's 7 over 8x over tulips is x. So that's basically 7 upon 8x. Now this is divide by x. Division becomes multiplication and we inverse the ratio. So this x becomes 1 over x. Now we have x and x, which gets cancelled. So we are left with 7 over 8. Part B. Find the ratio of the number of tulips. So we have tulips to the total number. So we need total here. Do we know the total? Let's first get the total here. So roses is 7 over 8x plus tulips, which is x. Now there is no denominator here, so we got to equalize it. So we will say this is 7 over 8x plus 1 times 8, 1 times 8x, right? So that's basically 7 over 8x plus 8 upon 8x. Now the denominators are same. So we have to add this 2, which means it is 15 over 8x. So the tulips is x divided by 15 over 8x. And we say this is x. Now this division becomes multiplication and we inverse the ratio. So this becomes 8 over 15 x here. Again, we will cancel this x and x. That means the answer is 8 over 15. Done. Simple, right? Let's go to the next one. The length of a ladybug is 9 millimeters. Okay, so that's 9. The length of a caterpillar is 45 millimeters. So that's 45 here. How many times the length of the ladybug is the length of the caterpillar? So ladybug times what will give us the length of the caterpillar. So for that, we take the ratio of caterpillar over ladybug. So that's 45 over 9. And what it takes from here to here? It's times 5. So it's basically 5 over 1, right? Because look here, 5, if you multiply with this 9 here, you're going to get 45. Okay? Next part. How many times the length of the caterpillar is the length of the ladybug? So now it's the reverse thing. So we take ladybug and caterpillar this way. So ladybug is 9, caterpillar is 45. So that's 1 over 5. We know that from here, right? 9 times 5 is 45. And that's the answer, right? Because if you have 45 here and you do this, you're going to get 9. And that's exactly the length of the ladybug. Ready for the next? A city has 28 ambulances and 36 fire trucks. Find the ratio of the number of ambulances to the number of fire trucks. Pretty simple. That's 28 over 36. And you have to have it in the simplest form. So what are the common factors here? 28 can be written as 7 times 4 and 36 can be written as 9 times 4. So this 4 and 4 are out, which means this is 7 over 9. So that's the simplest form. Very simple question. And here comes the next. Of the 80 students, so that's total basically, who signed up for after school clubs, 16 students signed up for art club. So for art club, we have 16. And the rest signed up for other clubs. How much is that? Let's first calculate that here. For the other clubs, we have to do total minus 16. And that's 64. So for the other clubs here, we have 64. Find the ratio of the number of students who signed up for the art club to the number of students who signed up for other clubs. You have the numbers, just put the values. For art clubs we have 16 and for other clubs here we have 64, and we know 16 times 4 is 64. So this is basically 1 over 4 and done. Wow. On Saturday, Jasmine used her cell phone for 36 minutes. So that's 36 minutes. That's good. She's not using a lot. On Sunday, she used her cell phone for 18 more minutes. 18 more minutes. Then on Saturday, so Saturday was 36 and now she's using 18 more minutes. So we are going to add that, right? So that's 14 for here, 1 carry, that's 5. So she's using her phone for 54 minutes on Sunday. Find the ratio of the number of minutes Jasmine used her phone for on Saturday. So Saturday to the total number. So we need total here. Do we have the total? No, we just have this for Sunday. So the total is going to be 54 for Sunday and 36 for Saturday. So we add it. That's 0, 1 carry, and that's 9. So the total is 90. On Saturday we have 36 and total is 90. Can we simplify this? Yes, we can. This is basically 18 times 2 and that's 18 times 5. 18, 18 out. This means this is 2 over 5. Simple. Let's go to the next. Elijah is 12 years old. Okay, so we have Elijah who is 12. John is 15 years older than Elijah. 15 years older, which means 12 plus 15, and that's going to be 27. Kevin is 3 years younger than John. So John is 27, younger, meaning we have to subtract. So that's 24. Find the ratio of Elijah's age to Kevin's age. So that's 12 here, and Kevin is 24. And we know 12 times 2 is 24. So this is basically half. These are very simple questions, aren't they? They are, right? Question 26. The ratio of the number of left-handed batters in a team to the number of right-handed batters was 5 to 8. So left and right. 5 and 8 here. There were 45 left-handed batters. So this is basically units, right? And the actual number is 45 here. How many right-handed batters were there? Now you can say that 5 units is 45, 1 unit would be 9, or from 5 to 45 is times 9. So the same thing here you do times 9. So 8 times 9 is how much? 72. So the answer for this is going to be 72 here. Okay. Or you could say here 5 units, that's for the left ones, right? Is 45. Therefore 1 unit will be how much? We'll say divide by 5, divide by 5. So 1 unit is 9. And therefore for the right-handed, we have 8 units. So 8 times 9 is 72. You can do the steps also if you wish to, but this goes really fast and it's very visual also. Find the ratio of the number of left-handed batters, so left, to the total number of batters. And so the total, do we know that? We know left-handed is 45, right-handed is 72. So we add them. So that's 7 and that's 11. So this is basically left-handed are 45 and total is 117. 45 can be written as 5 times 9, and 117 can be written as 13 times 9. So we take this 9 out, and that means the ratio is 5 over 13. Done. And here comes question 27. Catalin used the following table to prepare 5 mixtures of green paint using pails of blue paint and yellow paint. The pails she used are identical. That's very important. And she got the same shade of green for each mixture. Find the missing numbers in the table. So let's see. Now in this C, we have both the values. So let's use that and get the common factor. So 12 to 4, what it takes? Divided by 3. Same thing then you do here. 15 divided by 3. So the answer here is going to be 5. Now this will help us fill rest of the table easily. 5 to 10 is times 2 here. So 4 times 2 will give us 8. Now 4 times 4 gives us 16. So 5 times 4 will give us 20. 5 times 5 gives us 25. So 4 times 5 will give us 20. Writing missing information in the table wasn't tough. It was just identifying this one thing here. We used this part here, and then the rest was very simple. Now let's see what we have to do further here. Find the ratio of the number of pails of blue paint used to the number of pails yellow paint used for each mixture in simplest form. Now we have filled in the table, so we already have the answer there. But they're asking us the simplest form, and the simplest form for each one of them is going to be 5 over 4. Okay, because we are doing blue over yellow. Let's take an example. For B, for example, 10 over 8. You can simplify this, right? So that's 5 times 2, and that's 4 times 2. So 2 is out. That's 5 over 4. Try for one more. Let's do D. 20 over 16, and that's 5 times 4, and that's 4 times 4. 4 will be out, so that's going to be 5 over 4. So any one that you do, you'll always get 5 over 4. Okay, for each mixture, what fraction of the number of pails of blue paint used is the number of pails of yellow paint used? So for this, we will do yellow upon blue. That is basically 4 over 5. We take from here easily, okay? Or even from here we take, because that's the simplest form for each of these ratios. And that means we're done. Wow. Question 28. Gabriel mixes 6 cups of garden soil. So that's 6 for every 5 cups of compost. That's 5 to make soil mixture for 1 flower pot. Find the ratio of the number of garden soil. So that's garden soil to the amount of compost used. So that's 6 over 5. Simple. If Gabriel wants to fill 7 flower pots, so now we have G over C, which is 6 over 5, and that was for 1. Now she wants it for 7 flower pots. So that means we have to multiply with 7 and 7. So that's basically 42 over 35. If Gabriel uses 45 cups of compost, how many cups of garden soil does she need? So that's G and C, okay? 6 over 5. That is equal to, now this is for compost. So we say 45 and something is missing. And as we have done in previous questions, we are doing the same thing here. So it's basically 5 to 45 is times 9. Same thing you do here, times 9. So 6 times 9 is 54. And it's done. The word problems are also going fast, right? They're very simple. The ratio of Pablo's age to Richard's age is 6 as to 7. The ratio of Pablo's age to Tristan's age is 5 as to 4. So we have used this and this. Find the ratio of Pablo's age to Richard's age to Tristan's age. We have done this type of questions in independent practice, right? Now here we do not have any common terms, so we are going to multiply. That's the one for which we have two values, right? So that becomes 30. Now comes this part. From 6 to 30, it is times 5. And the same line is this. So this will also be multiplied with 5. So that becomes 35. Okay? Then the next part. From 5 to 30, it is times 6. It's this one here now, right? That's again times 6. So the answer is 24 and it's done. So we say Pablo to Richard to Tristan is 30 as to 35 as to 24 and done. Question 30. Wow. Miss Murphy donated a sum of money to charity A and charity B. That's good. Donation is always good. We should help others, right? In the ratio of 5 as to 6. Charity B received. So this is basically units, right? And the real amount, the actual amount that charity B received was $2,400. So we do it directly here. 6 to 2,400 is how much? 6 to 24 is 4. And then we put this to 0. So that's times 400. Okay? And the same thing we do here. Times 400. So 5 times 400 is how much? 5 times 4 is 20. And then 2 zeros. So that's $2,000. Okay, now the question is, how much did Miss Murphy donate in all? So we basically have to do total and not just find A and leave it there. So the total is going to be the amount that she donated to charity A and to charity B together. So that's 2,000 plus 2,400. That's basically $4,400. Good job, Miss Murphy. Keep it up. Question 31. The ratio of the number of non-fiction books to the number of fiction books at a reading corner is this. So you have non-fiction and fiction, right? And the ratio is 5 as to 7. If there are 600 books at the reading corner, how many fiction books are there? So the 600 represents what? It represents total. So here how many total units we have? So we add it. So basically that's 12 units. Okay, so 12 units is how much? 600. So 1 unit will be how much? We have to divide both the sides by 12. So divide by 12 and divide by 12. So this will be out, right? So that's 1 unit. And we know 60 divided by 12 is 5. And this 0 comes here. So that's 50. So 1 unit is 50. What are we supposed to find? Fiction books. And fiction books is this, right? So for the fiction book, we say 7 times 50 because 1 unit is 50. That's basically 350 books. The rest are non-fiction. Question 32. A sum of money was donated to charities X, Y, Z. So we have X, we have Y, and Z in the ratio of 2, 5, and 7. If charity Z received $1,200 more than charity X, so charity Z is receiving some extra amount. What was the original sum of money donated? So let's use this information here. So Z minus X is basically 7 minus 2, and that's 5 units, right? And 5 units is how much? $1,200. So 1 unit will be how much? Dividing both the sides by 5. 1,200 divided by 5. Let's do it here. 1,200 divided by 5. 5 times 2 is 10. That gives us 2 there, 0. That's times 4. And this 0 comes here. So the answer is $240. So each unit is $240. And they're asking us the original sum of the money, right? So how many units do we have here? 2 plus 5, 7. 7 plus 7, 14 units we have in all. And each unit is $240. So we say total equals to 14 units, right? Times $240. So let's do the calculations here. 24 times 14. So that's basically 4 times 4 is 16. 6 here, 1 there. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. Plus 0 there. 1 times 4 and 1 times 2. That's 6. That's 3 there and 1 carry. That's 3. So that's 336 and this 0 here dollars. So that's basically $3,360. Yeah, let's do the next one. The ratio of the number of beads Brittany had to the number of beads Sophia had was 2:5. So we have Brittany here and we have Sophia, and the ratio is 2:5. After Sophia bought another 75 beads, so Sophia is adding 75 beads. The ratio became 4:15. How many beads did each girl have at first? So here, now what's not changing? The bits that Brittany had, right? She's not adding or removing. So how do we reach from 2 to 4? It's basically times 2. So we will do the same thing here. So we keep this 4 and this times 2. So that's 10. Okay. And the next step here is we take the difference of this. So we say 15 minus 10, which is 5 units. And how much is that 5 units is? 75 beads. Right? So to find the value for each unit, we divide both sides with 5 here. So that's 1 unit equals to 75 divided by 5 is 15. So each unit is 15 bits. Now what are we supposed to find? How many bits did each girl? Each girl. So that means you have to find it individually. Okay? So let's do that. For Brittany, what are we supposed to multiply? This part that we have equalized. So 4 times 15. That's 60 bits that she had. And Sophia, here, 10 times 15. So that's 150 bits. And done. Simple. Let's go to the next. Mr. Hill had some bottles of apple juice and orange. So we have apple and we have orange. The ratio to the number of bottles of apple juice to the number of bottles of orange juice was 3:2. After he sold 64 bottles of apple juice. So what's happening here? Minus 64, right? The apple ones are being sold. The ratio became 1:6. Find the total number of bottles of apple juice and orange juice Mr. Hill had in the end. So it's total and in the end, not at the beginning. So here again, what's not changing? Orange. So we use that. That's times 3. So we write the 6 here as it is, and we will do this also times 3. So that becomes 9. And now we take the difference, right? So how we take the difference? From here. So 9 minus 1 is 8 units. And 8 units is how much? 64 bottles. So how do we find 1 unit? Yes, we divide both the sides by 8. And 64 divided by 8. We know it. It's 8, right? So 1 unit is basically 8 bottles. Now we have to find the total. We are going to use this because it's at the end, right? So that's 7 units basically. So that's total here. So we say 7 times 8. So that's 56 in all. Question 35. Christian and Young had some stickers in the ratio 2 as to 3. So you have Christian and you have Young. It's 2 as to 3. After Young gave Christian 15 stickers, so Young is giving to Christian, right? The ratio became 5 as to 7. What was the total number of stickers they had? So we got to find the total. And you remember when it's exchanged between them, we have to do the total, right? So we do this here, total. So this is 5 units and that's 12 units. And then we multiply this with each other here, right? So we say this is times 12 and that's times 5. And same thing here, times 12, and times 5 and times 5. So the values now are 60. 60, that's 36, that's 24, that's 25, and that's 35. Now we take the difference. So either this or this, it doesn't matter because the interchange has happened between them. So 25 minus 24 or 36 minus 35, it's basically 1 unit. And that's how much? 15 stickers. Okay, and we're supposed to find total. The total is here, right? Same. So we say total equals to 60 times 15, and that's 900, right? Because 15 times 6 is 90 and this is 15 times 60, so we put additional 0 there, so that's 900 stickers. We move to question 36. A library has fiction and non-fiction books. So you have fiction and you have non-fiction. The ratio of the number of fiction books to the total number, so we also have total here, is 5 as to 8. What is the ratio of the fiction to the non-fiction books in the library? This total units are given to us, right? And how do we get total? When we add these two things, we get total. So now we say 8 minus 5, that's 3. So fiction is 5 and non-fiction is 3. Done. There are word problems, but they're really easy ones. Second last question. A class of 25 children shares 600 beads. So you have 25 children and they are sharing 600 beads. So we say children here and beads here. On a day when one child is absent, one is absent, right? So this becomes 24. What is the ratio of the number of children present to the number of bits? The bits are not changing, right? It's only one child that's absent. So bits remains the same. So we have to find the ratio of the number of children to the number of bits. That's basically 24 over 600. So 24 can be written as 6 times 4, right? And 600 can be written as 6 times 100. So I'm trying to write it in a way that I can take the common factors out easily, and then this calculation is much simpler because it's 4 to 100 and 4 to 100 is how much? It's times 25. So this will become 1 over 25. So do you see, when you have bigger numbers, try to convert them in a way that the common factors can be taken out easily. Okay, like 24 and 600, it says the common factor is for sure 6. So I did that here. Okay, and when I did that, I have 4 over 100. That's much easy calculation. Okay, and we go to the last question. Yay! A factory makes basketballs and volleyballs. The table below shows the factory production of basketballs for over 2 years. So we have it here, 2017 and 2018. Part A, the ratio of the total number of basketballs to the total number of volleyballs. So it's basketballs and volleyballs. Made in the 2 years is 5 as to 3. So that's 5 and that's 3. What is the total number of volleyballs made in the 2 years? So we know the ratio, and from here we can get the total number of basketballs made. So let's add them here. 24,356 plus 30,164. So we add them. That's 0, 1 carry. That's 12, 1 carry. That's 5. That's 4, and that's 5. So that's the total for basketball. So 5 units represents 54520. So how many will 3 units represent? And how do we do that? We need to know the value for 1 unit. So we say 54520 divided by 5, right? Because 5 units equals to 54520. So 1 unit will be dividing both the sides with 5. So 5 goes once there, that's 5, that's 0, 4, it doesn't. We take 5 down, that's times 9, that's 45, that's 0, 2, no. We take the 0 down, that's 4, and done. So 1 unit is 10904, so that's 10,904. So how many will 3 units be? So we say 3 times 10904. So let's do that here. 10904 times 3. That's 12, 1 there. That's 1, that's 27, 2 there. That 2 comes down, and that's 3. So this is basically 32712. 32,712 volleyballs. Okay, so we were supposed to find the total number of volleyballs there. Let's go to the next part. The ratio of the total number of basketballs and volleyballs. Now we have total of both made in the 2 years. So we are talking about this 2 years. Do we know the total? Not yet. Let's get the total first. So it's basically basketballs were 54520, right? And the volleyballs were 32,712. So we add them. That's 2, that's 3, that's 2 there, 1 here, that's 7, and that's 8. So that's the total for volleyball and basketball. So it says total, both are total now, right? For the year 17, 18, and for the year 19. And the ratio is 4:3. The cost price of making each basketball or volleyball is $5. What is the factory's production cost in 2019? So we have to know for this year, not for this, okay? Now, 4 units represents how much? This is the total, right? 87232. So how much is 1 unit? Let's find that. 87232 divided by 4. 4 goes twice, that's 8. 4 goes once, so minus 4, that's 3. 2 comes down, that's 8 times, that's 32. Done, then 3, it doesn't. Then we take this 2 down, and it's times 8, right? I hope I was not fast. So 4 units is equal to 87232, and we divide both the sides with 4. Therefore, we say that 1 unit is equal to 21808. Okay? Now, this is how many units? It's 3 units. So we need to know how much is 3 units. So let's do the calculations here. 21808 times 3. That's 24. 2 there. 2 comes down. That's 24 again. 2 goes there. That's 5. And that's 6. So 3 units is 65,424. So that's the total production of both basketballs and volleyballs in the year 2019. Is that what we are supposed to find? No, we still have to go one step further. It says the cost of production for each basketball or volleyball is $5. And we have to find the cost of production in 2019. And we know the total is this. So each one is $5. It's basically multiplying, right? So let's do the multiplication here directly. Times 5. That's 20, 2 there. That's 10, 12, 1 there. That's again 20, so 1 here, 2 there. That's 25. So 27, 7 there, and 2 here. That's 30 and 32, right? So the cost is $327,120. So that's the cost of production for the year 2019. And that involves both basketball and volleyball because we are doing the total cost. We have the total production here, right? So this had lots of calculations. I see that. I understand that. But it's not tough. It's just reading your question well and then using the given information appropriately. That's it. Well, with this, we are done with the review of this chapter. Are you ready for the assessment in your schools? Yes? Great. If you're still not confident enough, I suggest watch this again because it has all the three chapters covered here: 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. And also watch the independent practice of each of these chapters along with the content videos. And I'm sure you will feel better, you'll feel confident, and of course, you will score better in your tests. All the best. We shall meet soon in chapter 5.